Hi everyone, it's Patty from the studio. I'm actually way out of the studio. I'm back in one of my favorite places, Las Vegas, and hitting up the Goodwill here. When I first started with the thrifting, reselling, this is kind of where I started, and I feel I've learned a lot since I started, what's works, what doesn't. So I'm kind of excited to check it out and see what they have. So stand by for the haul video. Thanks. Okay everyone, I'm back from my Goodwill adventures and I wanted to show you what I picked up and why. One of the few considerations for today, as always, I like to find unique things for a good price, interesting story behind it, etc. But I also didn't want to get anything too big and bulky because I have to ship a lot of stuff back to New York. So, trying to be cognizant of that as well. So let's see what I got. Starting with a couple of handbags. And at Goodwill yesterday, blue tags were 50% off. And because I'm old, I get a senior discount, 20% off everything. Yay. So anyway, I picked up this little bag. It's like a fabric and leather for $5, and it's a 9 West. And it's in good condition. The leather is burnished nicely. It's got kind of a cool contrasting interior. Nice little crossbody, and I've had some good luck with 9 West in the past, so I would do more research and see if I can find a style name or number. But little, easy to ship, cute. The other handbag I picked up was $6, then 20% off that, and it's a Candies clutch, and all the little rhinestones are in good condition, nothing is missing. Black leather or pleather, zip top, interior zip with Candies logo. So I know Candies is a popular brand, and again, it's lightweight, easy to ship both to New York and to a customer, and I thought it was just kind of really cute. So that's what I got that for. Then on to more pottery type of items. This shell dish was $5 with a 20% discount after that. I love blue and green, shell motif, no chips. I try to look really carefully when I'm in the store. No cracks. Turn it over, and there is a design or a mold number. And based on the glaze, kind of the age I see around part of it, I'm thinking this is vintage USA pottery. And I've mentioned it before, not every potter manufacturer marked their pieces. So we'll do a little digging on this, but it's got a really beautiful glaze, great condition. And again, some people love seashells, sea motif, and needs some cleaning up. Usually I use a magic eraser and that works great. But I thought $5, discount, nice. That's why I picked that up. It's probably one of the biggest things I purchased. Whoops. Then, this was the first item I saw in the store. At first I thought it was like a snake charmer thing, but I realized it's not. It's a flower candle holder. It's got a very small chip here, which I didn't really notice in the store, unfortunately, but it was $3.99, half off that for $2, and it's Fitz and Floyd, which again is a brand that people really like to collect, and I just thought it was kind of sweet. We'll see how I address that chip, but again, I always tell people the condition just so they know, but again, it's really cute, lightweight. And for 99 cents, no discount when you're under $1, is this little jug, pottery jug, and you can't really see it in this light as much, but there's like a nice, almost a purpley iridescent to it, depending on how the light hits it. But on the bottom, it had 5.7. And to me, this looks like the Heinz 57. This isn't kind of normal fonts or anything you'd see when potters would mark their pieces. So I'm going to look into it, do some research, but This could have been, I don't know, I'm just guessing. If it is Heinz 57 related, it might have been a little bean pot. I don't know, a little more work on that, but I thought for 99 cents that was an interesting thing to research. Then this little Noritake dish, again 99 cents, branded Noritake with the more modern logo. There's nothing on the back, but it's a pretty simple silver-edged china piece. I think I might position it as a trinket plate, or they used to have things called bone plates, but I don't think this is the same shape for that. So I'm going to look into the Noritake and see if there's a pattern that this matches, and we'll take it from there. But my real exciting Noritake discovery was buried under like tons of Tupperware. I saw the little handle peeking out from the shelf, and I was like, I need to grab me that. There is a tiny little chip at the edge here. However, it's what they used to, I think, call a celery plate or a small serving dish with two little complimentary plates with it. And it was $13, so I paid $6.50 for it. But what was exciting is the mark on the back is Noritake, hand-painted, made in Japan. And from the research I've done in the past on Noritake marks, I'm pretty sure the red with the M and the wreath, made in Japan, is going to be dated sometime between 1921 and 1945, as far as I remember. Before 1921, exports from Japan would say Nippon on it, which was is, I believe, the Japanese word for Japan. And then in 1921, there was a tariff act passed, so all imported or exported products had to have their country of origin. So in 1921, Nippon went away and made in Japan. Then during World War II, you would find I have pieces of Noritake that say made in occupied Japan. And that narrows that production between 1946 and 1952. And then after that time frame, it went back to Japan. But the wreath with the M in the red type, I believe I can pretty much narrow that down between 1921 and 1945. So just a really beautiful. It's got some luster wear. I have to take all the tape off, which I have to take my time with so we don't peel anything off. I hate the tape. I know why they have to do it, but it peels paint off sometimes, so I'm just hoping with a little TLC this will be a great piece. This next little trinket jar, I noticed it at first because of the owls. People love the owl motif, and it looked like it was in really good condition. I thought it was very different. There's some Asian characters here. The inside, clean, no chips. And then on the back, or the bottom, it says the art of Chakin. I don't know if I pronounced that right. But it's basically a technique that is a metal engraving that was originally decorating samurai warrior ornaments. This particular type of metal engraving. And it's gilded with gold and silver, and they were originally created for the samurai, but it's made in Japan. $8, 20% off that. And again, I looked up some selling comps, and these little chalk-in boxes, jars, do really well. The selling numbers were very kind of surprising. And I did not see one example with the owls. So I like to see that. I think it's easier to sell when there's not a glut of them. Next, more mugs, which I tend to do well with. And I picked these up because they're oversized, so you could position them as a large coffee mug or even a soup. Cats, people, love cats, and I thought it was kind of funny. There is an artist name here, which I have to look up, and then on the bottom, Hello Friend with a trademark. So I'm going to do some research and see if I can figure out anything about this. Is it a cartoon character? Is it a series? So I can position it properly. And I bought 2 of them because sometimes sets I tend to do better with, and they were 99 cents each. Starbucks I've mentioned. I do really well with Starbucks, and these 2 items were actually purchased at Starbucks. They're the Starbucks Been There mini series collection of little mugs like this, which can be used as an ornament, and then they have a larger version. So they're all new in box, obviously, because I bought them at Starbucks. But people definitely collect these. I have so far sold a couple of New York versions, a Connecticut version, and now I will have a Las Vegas and Nevada collection. And again, even though I paid full price, I will definitely see a return on this investment. So that was exciting. And then finally, as I was actually walking out, I don't always look in the textile area, but for whatever reason, this piece caught my eye. I knew it wasn't vintage. I could tell. And it appeared to me that it was machine stitched, but not mass produced stitched. And again, it was in really good condition. And I definitely can see people's hands touch this, even with a machine. This was not made by a factory. And it was $5 with 20% off. So as I was just kind of double checking the inside for any rips, I found this, which kind of made my day. This label, I don't know if it's focusing, but made by members of the Las Vegas Quilters, www.lasvegasquilters.com. So again, just that alone, I knew it wasn't vintage, but I'm just going to look into this a little bit more and see what the deal is and why this beautiful piece was at Goodwill. But I thought this was like a nice little selling feature as well, and it proves domain kind of where it started, and that it was made by hand, though machine stitched. I don't think it was hand stitched. Usually with hand stitching, you can see imperfect stitches because it's impossible for a human to do every single stitch exactly the same. But it was definitely hand pieced, and I love it. And I love it even more that it has that little label on it. So we'll see what I can find out about that. But I was just thrilled. And I felt like I had rescued a puppy. So this little baby will either stay with me or reach out to that organization and just to see what the deal is. But I was happy. I feel like I saved it from demise in a bin. I know somebody would have picked it up very quickly. But that was my haul for yesterday, so I'm really excited. Now I gotta ship everything home back to New York, and I still have stuff from my previous trip to send. It's always something. But thanks for watching. If you like it, please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I appreciate you taking some time with Patty in the studio. I'll see you on the next day. Happy thrifting. Bye.